at all the people coming in. They waving. All the uncles and aunties.
That's my cousin over there.
Or is it right?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at him with his shirt tucked in. Yes, and he got his shirt tucked in his shorts. I love it. This is our people. It's a mixture of people. Hey, how you doing? Okay, all right.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Lisa.
And you're listening to Blacktivities,
A celebration of all things Black.
Black culture, Black history,
Black perspectives, and Black panache.
Celebrating our Blackness doesn't mean exclusion.
Everybody's invited, but you gotta come in and have a seat.
So let the Blacktivities begin.
All right, now we back. Point of order. Point of order in my Eric Mays voice. Okay, because we are back.
Juneteenth, aka Emancipation Day, aka Freedom Day, aka Jubilee Day, aka Black Independence Day. That is the topic of this week's episode. And this is a very special episode as we are live from the Fish Fry.
Yay!
The Spades Tournament, a Juneteenth celebration event in my hometown, the DAL, which is Dalton, Georgia, and the place where Lisa and I met.
Yes, reunited and it feels so good.
In season 1, we talked about why we celebrate Juneteenth. Today, we're talking about how we celebrate Juneteenth. And of course, how it was historically celebrated.
Before we get on with the show, shout out to Michael Williams, owner of Style Statement by Michael Janelle. She has all of the dopest looks and accessories to have you and others turning heads to see what it is. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram. Better yet, check out her website, which is amazing. Just search Style Statements by Michael Janelle, okay?
And we'll put those in the show notes too.
And that's for all the newbies. When you follow her, make sure you're following us too. It's only right. Right. So I'm happy to be back for season 3, but even more excited for this PTO, okay, on June 19th, okay? I'm off of work. National holiday. Let the church say amen. Amen.
I'm off anyway, but everybody else gets to be off with me too, so I guess it's a good thing. Lisa, have you always celebrated Juneteenth?
To be honest with you, no. This is just like us, for me, recently. Listen, I feel ashamed to say this, but once it was nationally recognized, then I start paying more attention to it. So, no.
Okay, because I thought it was going to be me, that it was just me. I never celebrated until like after that whole racial awakening that we had a few years ago. And after that, I just kind of feel like it's important to celebrate now.
It's very important. As a matter of fact, let's give them a little sex facts. I think it's ready now. We're ready.
Okay. Well, if you listen to our first Juneteenth episode, the first episode ever, you heard us talk about what Juneteenth is and why it's celebrated. If you didn't, I'm going to need you to go back to season 1, episode 1, so you can hear the full story. However, for those that need a refresher, here's the Cliff Notes version. Do they still have Cliff Notes, Lisa?
No. If they do, it's online. You know, everything's online now.
Okay.
Shout out to my best friend. That's how I met her.
Well, anyway, Abe Lincoln declared enslaved people free in 1863. It was business as usual for almost 2 years after that until Union troops showed up and told them Abe said what he said, and those enslaved were now free. More than 250,000 Black people were freed that day of June 19th, 1865. Now, on this episode, I want to talk about how Juneteenth has historically been celebrated. After learning of their freedom in Texas, former slaves were praying, eating, singing spirituals, and dancing, and they continued this tradition year after year. Early celebrations would begin with the reading of the Emancipation Proclamation. You would hear Afro jazz, blues, and worship music, especially the Black National Anthem. They also wore new, bright clothes to represent new freedom, and because they could. They honored their ancestors with the colors of the Pan-African flag, black, green, and red, but also the colors of the American and Juneteenth flag, red, white, and blue. The red food and drink that you might see at your Juneteenth celebrations is a nod to West African tradition and culture. It represents that strength and spirituality. Soon these celebrations spread to other states, and former enslaved people would go back to Galveston and take their families to celebrate. Now, you know, it was some white people hating and trying to keep Black people from celebrating publicly. And like we always do, we had to get creative with it. A group of Black ministers and businessmen got together and paid a G for a 10-acre plot of land in Houston, and that was in 1872, just so they couldn't say nothing. And they called it Emancipation Park. It's still there, and we still celebrating now. Similar things happened with Emancipation Park in Austin and Booker T. Washington Park in Mexia, though they did temporarily taper off a little bit during the Jim Crow and World War II eras and the Civil Rights Movement in the 60s. Juneteenth celebrations now happen all over the country. Juneteenth became a state holiday for Texas in 1980 and a federal holiday in 2021, even though there has actually been some controversy over this, which we're going to talk about next. And that's Sax Facts.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild. I couldn't imagine being out there working and, you know, like I think we said this before, you know, you working, and then somebody come and be like, yo, you know you're off for work, right? You know, what you mean? I'm off for work. And
right.
Like, yeah, but like 2 years. 2 years I've been here? Like, what the? No pay?
Right.
Yeah, man, let me tell you something. Talking about tie the club up. But so much has went into it, and it's really crazy. But I guess we should go on and just let's just talk about it. Let's break this down. Juneteenth. I'm gonna be honest with you, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people did not celebrate Juneteenth and didn't know until it became a national holiday.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And at least, like, when all the stuff happened and people were, like, learning about Black history and stuff after George Floyd. After George Floyd died, it seemed like there was a period where people were actually interested in Black history and Black people.
Right.
And that's kind of like where I learned a lot of Black history is at that point.
Okay, growing up in school though, and I know I've asked you this before, but did you, in the school systems here in Whitfield County or Dalton, Georgia, did they talk about Black history with you guys?
You know
she just gave me a look, y'all, bruh. She just gave me a look. Okay, because I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Hamilton County. Now, I do remember, you know, talking about Black history. I even shared with you guys previously in previous Black history episodes. If you are a true listener, you would know this, but I used to do the book report on the same person every February because our names were similar. Yeah. First Black heart surgeon. But I feel like, I mean, they did give us a taste of it, but they didn't touch anything on Juneteenth.
Like
But
a
I'm not
little
gonna complain. Yeah,
I've never heard about Juneteenth until I was grown.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But
So that's why I was amazed, guys. We were able to interview a whole bunch of people yesterday at a very, very nice event at Burr Park here in Dalton, Georgia, and we were asking people, "Did you know of Juneteenth?" And I was amazed about the amount of people, the older people that said that they did know.
I was too.
Yeah, so it made me feel like, okay, maybe I need to step my game.
But notice that they also said where they were from was like majority black, though.
This is true.
Because, this is not
Shannon
a
had me out here.
black.
She was like trying to recruit me. It's like, hey, let's go talk to some Caucasian people. And I was like, bro, I don't want my ass down. Like, I ain't know exactly. We was in here trying to get our questions together and stuff, y'all. Because we want to be diverse.
Yeah.
And very inclusive.
We don't discriminate.
No, we don't discriminate, but we want to make sure our people know that they are recognized just like everyone else. So
I did a post on social media like we're the black doll.
yes.
And here's what the people said.
All right, so here we have Miss. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Shaka Cobb.
Okay, Miss Shocker. Did you know about Juneteenth and the history of the day growing up?
I did know about it. I grew up in a black community. I went to all black high school, all black college. So yeah, and my elementary teachers taught us about it too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And that's very rare.
Right.
Very, very rare.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do you celebrate Juneteenth?
Well, from my mom's hometown, which is Pittsview, Alabama, they celebrate. They call it May Day. They actually just had the celebration last week, and May 28th. So growing up on every May 28th, we would just have like something big like this, cookouts, tents, everything. Because when they found out down there, it was May 28th, and and in Texas it was June.
Right.
So we called it May Day, but as the world started embracing Juneteenth more, they started doing both.
Okay.
So we would just things like this. We would go barbecue, have T-shirts, we have dances. My family would come from up north down to the south. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this next question, I feel like you kind of answered it already, but do you like that Juneteenth was made a national holiday?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's way past time. Everything else is a national holiday, so why can't our holiday be a national holiday?
Hello.
We celebrate everybody else, so everybody should celebrate us.
Exactly. Hello. Well, thank you very
Thank you, ladies.
much.
I love your podcast. Congratulations.
Thanks. Did you know about Juneteenth and its history growing up?
Maybe early childhood, no, but later, like in my teens, I picked up about it. I picked up on it.
Okay. How do you celebrate Juneteenth?
I celebrate Juneteenth. I say I'm having a cookout and just kicking it with family. Mix it up.
Okay. Now, do you like that Juneteenth was made a national holiday?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, it's more recognition.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Jackie Killings, part of the NAACP Juneteenth Committee.
Okay. Miss Jackie, did you know about Juneteenth and the history of the day growing up?
Yes, I did. I'm not from Dalton. I grew up in Alabama, and in elementary school, high school, we talked about Juneteenth. We knew what Juneteenth was.
Okay. How do you celebrate Juneteenth?
I celebrate Juneteenth same way a lot of people celebrate the 4th of July, with barbecue, with fun, with watermelon, family fun, all of that. That's how I celebrate our Independence Day.
Yes. Okay. And do you like that Juneteenth was made a national holiday, or do you have an issue with that?
I do not have an issue with it. I'm glad that it's gotten more recognition, and more people in the past few years are understanding what Juneteenth is and understanding why it's important and how that it is a part of American history.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay, why do you think there has been a rise in Juneteenth celebrations? I think we touched on that. Is because more people are woke. Okay,
I think think so. Yeah.
More people are woke.
I don't think it's that Black people didn't want to celebrate Juneteenth. I think they just didn't know about
This
it.
is true. I have to agree. This is true. This is true. So there have been conversations within the Black community about whether making Juneteenth an official national holiday, if it was a good look or not. Do you care? How do you feel about that? It being a national.
I like that it's a national holiday. I think some people felt like, they're not really doing anything for real to help us. They're just like throwing that out there.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
It's something to keep us satisfied.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first heard that it was a national holiday, I went and I read up a little bit more. It's like I had an inkling of Juneteenth, but I went and read up a little bit more about it. But then I felt like they was trying to pacify us, and I was like, baby, if you want to pacify us, you need to come on with them reparations.
I don't know if that's going to ever happen.
That's never going to happen. They ain't going to give us no coins. But I felt the same way, like they were just trying to, pacify us and get votes. Mm-hmm. If that's okay to say.
But I feel like we still gained from it, so.
Yeah. PTO, baby. Hey, how you doing? All right, so, okay. Now, we're sitting in this room, and there is a mixture. This is a diverse room, okay? And I see this lady right here. I can't think of her name. She's very nice. I've seen her several times. She is a part of the NAACP committee here in Dalton. She's a very, very sweet person. I think her name is Cheryl, if I'm not mistaken. Very sweet person. But my question to you is, how do you feel about other ethnicities celebrating?
I think it's cool as long as they know the reason why they're celebrating. Mm-hmm. And it's not just like, let me just come to this cookout just because or whatever.
And fish sandwich is hot.
Right.
They look good too.
Right. Yeah. But if you know and are appreciating the holiday that we're celebrating, I think it's cool.
I feel the same way. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was excited to learn that it would be a national holiday, but when my job shared with us, okay, it was going to be PTO, paid time off. I had people, my coworkers who were not Black, that was like, oh my God, yes. And then they was like, but wait, we were in a meeting and they was like, what's Juneteenth? And they turned and they looked at me and I'm like, hold on, like, what in the world? Like, I ain't the
resident Black person.
Yeah, the spokesperson for Juneteenth, bro. I had to look it up just like you did.
So you're the spokesperson for Black people, you know?
Yes. And it was so awkward, but yes, everybody turned around and looked at me, and I'm not gonna say unfortunately, I fortunately, and I want to say that all caps, I fortunately had the opportunity to explain to them what Juneteenth was.
Well, it was a teachable moment.
Yes, a teachable moment. So yeah. But it was awkward at first, but I turned it into something positive.
Yes, that's what we got to do.
Yes.
Do you think it's a bad thing if people don't want to celebrate Juneteenth?
So if you think about it, before we actually knew it was a national holiday, before we actually did anything, I know for a fact that we did not celebrate Juneteenth like this. There was no events like this, So if you want to go ahead and, continue on what you're doing, but still have the knowledge, it's okay. I don't think it's a bad thing if you don't celebrate Juneteenth. Just make sure you have the knowledge of what it is. Because that's very important. And we carry it on to, our children and their children, because it's very important that our history is passed on.
Yeah, because they're trying to erase it.
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to do a live Blacktivity.
Let me strap my shoe back up.
We're going to have some participation from the audience.
Let me see, who can we call over here, though? All right, so here we are, Black Blacktivities, but this time instead of Shannon and I, we have grabbed a person here to answer some of these trivia questions here on the Blacktivity podcast. If you can.
Blacktivities Live.
Yes, Blacktivities Live. Sorry. Okay. All right. So if you could just introduce yourself, please, and tell them who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm Marissa Kelly, the Dalton Whitfield NAACP president.
All right. So you ready for this trivia game?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Okay. So first question. What are the official colors of the Juneteenth flag?
Red, white, and blue.
Look at you. All right. What year was the Juneteenth event? Oh, I'm sorry. What year was Juneteenth made an official national holiday?
2021.
Look at her. All right. This is a true or false question. Hear me out. Ben Haken, a Caucasian man from Houston, Texas, created the original flag in 1997.
I'm going to go with true.
False. Come on, man.
Okay.
All right. Do you know any other name for Juneteenth?
Freedom Day.
Okay. Any other ones?
Emancipation Day.
Look at you. You got another one?
Jubilee.
Look at her.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. They also had one called, was it Celebration Day or something like that?
That's Celebration Day.
Yeah. All right. Where did this holiday originate?
The state of Texas.
Look at, yo, we got to give her something. All right. Why would someone wear red on Juneteenth?
Representation of the blood of our ancestors.
You know what? She went off. She is the president of the NAACP, and she showed out. You hear me? Who you want to give a shout out to?
Let me see. Shout out my branch, and let me see. Who else can I shout out? Just the whole Dalton community. It's been an amazing Juneteenth celebration.
All right. Well, thank you for letting us Blacktivities come along, and we appreciate you participating today. You did amazing.
Thank you.
All right.
You got a shirt coming your way. It's time for Lisa's Pieces.
All right. And I tell you, you can't move me. My ancestors may have been moved, underestimated, underpaid, under the influence, spirit broken. Regardless of your said power, we remain not moved. Your crocodile tears does nothing. Our feet planted, fists clutched tight, nails digging into skin, but guess what? We still are not moved. Celebration or not, we continue on and remain not moved. Well, maybe a little speeding. Motivation speeding, your confidence running away, and dreams gone beyond that. You're issued a ticket. But you fret not, because your experience with setbacks have you carrying on and being consistent to not be moved.
No. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't paying attention because somebody was talking to me. But I'm sure that Lisa's piece was amazing. I will listen to it on the playback.
All right, bet. All right, so Juneteenth is our holiday. Regardless if you feel like it's just giving to us or it's just another pagan holiday, it's ours. It starts at home with us teaching our seed the truth, our offspring knowing it took 2 years to spread the word of Emancipation Proclamation. Take full advantage of communicating the continuous struggles and utilize social media and broadcasting opportunities so our trophies are celebrated
celebrated for generations to come.
Yes, agreed. We have to teach our history. We have to.
Yes.
And it's crazy because I'm thinking of like students that I have from other cultures, and you know what they do on the weekend? They go to their culture schools. So they go to like Korean school or Chinese school.
I wonder if we had a culture school, what it would look like.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting.
But they make sure that they keep learning their traditions and they keep it in their families.
That's awesome.
So, you know, we've got to do that too.
Right.
Next week, we're going to continue our celebration of Blackness by talking about Black Music Month, which is the month of June, and how every song you've ever listened to in your life is pretty much influenced by Black people. We appreciate you listening to this episode of Blacktivities, live from the fish fry. We have great things in store for y'all this season, so make sure that you tune in every single week. If you haven't already, please follow us on IG. We are at Blacktivities Pod, so we can interact with you because we love to hear from our listeners.
Also, we got the Facebook page popping as well.
Yes, we're
Facebook.
growing it.
Yes, Blacktivities. Just
Yep.
search for it. We're there.
And we would so love it if you would share this podcast with at least one other person so that people actually know we exist. Help us to amplify Black voices.
Yes.
We need that.
Oh, they finna start the spades.
Okay, until next week.
King and queens, keep doing big things. Let's go.
Yes.